platform with eminent scholars who've spoken before me. And I also like to thank Ummah channel, and in particular our host, Brother Barrister Ibrahim Sahib, for inviting us to share some of our thoughts for a great luminary of our time.
Subhanallah.
A giant scholar, a visionary, a spiritual master, a Pir Tariqat, a guide of Sharia, Rahbar Sharia, all of those things. But before we explore some of their qualities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He created everyone in the best possible manner. So everyone is beautiful. But one of the things that we see when we look at the image of Qibla Pir Alaudin Siddique rahmatullah alayhi is the physical beauty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with.
Subhanallah.
And on the day when they passed away, if anyone had the opportunity to witness their beautiful countenance, they will see that how the noor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the light that came through their a'mal, through the good actions that they had done, was actually evident on their face.
Subhanallah.
So the physical beauty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed them with, and that physical beauty inspired so many people that I saw myself, that even people of other faiths, when they met, when they came across Qibla Pir Alaudin Siddique rahmatullah alayhi, they were not only just impressed by what they said, but their own physical features embraced them, helped them to embrace Qibla Pir rahmatullah alayhi.
Subhanallah.
That's the first thing. Then when we come across an individual, the second thing is that after you physically see an individual is when they speak. When someone utters a word, either it has a good impact on you or a negative impact on you.
Wow.
And you know, if you listen back to some of their beautiful speeches, you know, that they delivered maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, in the peak of their, in the peak of their life, even then, the words that came from the blessed mouth of this Waliullah, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, had such a far-reaching impact that they actually penetrate the heart of the individual who will listen to their words. And so what they had is the ability to translate, the ability to convey the message of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the best possible manner, that it will actually reach the heart of the individual who will listen to their words.
Subhanallah.
Then we move on to actually so I talked about their physical features, talked about the words that they would utter. Then we go on to their action, an action of an individual. When you see the action, do their action draw you to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or they help you, or they in a way they make you run away from the faith? Like the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves an individual, and that's longer hadith, maybe we'll mention it afterwards, but another narration that talks about that when you see someone, and you think that they are the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they ought to remind you of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So whether we see the actions of Qibla Pir rahmatullah alayhi in the field of education, in the field of spirituality, ruhaniyat, in the field of the tarbiyat, in the field of the work that they did in the media world, the work that they did with politicians, the work that they did with with teachers, the work they did with in terms of establishing charitable causes, all of those actions bring one closer to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They inspire you to be like Qibla Pir rahmatullah alayhi, and that is the legacy that they have left. All of the things that they achieved, the phenomenal achievements that they achieved in this world, ultimately they all come down to that they have left a legacy that will continue to inspire generations of people of different backgrounds, people of different faith groups, people of different ages, and that inspiration is a sadaqah jariyah for them until the Day of Judgment, even beyond the Day of Judgment.
Subhanallah. 3 very beautiful openings by my honorable guests who all spoke very eloquently